Welcome back to the channel, everybody. I'm Trevor with Maker Experiment, and today I'm going to be making my own custom art case that's inspired by Newt Scamander from Fantastic Beasts. This project was initially intended to be a birthday gift for my daughter, who loves to draw and just loves art in general, and her birthday was in March. Father of the Year, right here. The inspiration for this project actually came from Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them, where I saw Newt Scamander's suitcase full of animals and different creatures, and my daughter loved the movie and loves animals. So I thought, what a perfect way to create a gift for her that is personalized, it'll be meaningful, and it combines her two things of the love of animals and the love of art. And because our entire family is a bunch of Harry Potter nerds, it just made sense. If you're interested in making your own version of this art case, I'm going to put links in the description below where you can either buy the kit as it is or the design file so that you can cut it and make it yourself. I'm also going to put a link to the blog where I'll put the full description of how I did this in a little bit more detail. If you make your own version of this project, please let me know and show me pictures because I'd love to see how it turned out. At the end of the video, I'm going to be doing a walkthrough of the actual case and the different features that I put into it. I'll put a timestamp down below so you know where that actually occurs. With that in mind, let me show you the 3D CAD model that I created in order to build the project. I designed this case with a locking mechanism on the front, as well as a hinge design on the back, entirely made from laser cut parts. The intent for this design is for the drawer to pull out and the lid to go up. Now that you've seen the idea behind the design, it's time to get started. Now that I have all of the pieces sanded, I'm going to go ahead and start gluing them together. In this project, I'm actually going to assemble everything first and then paint the outer section of it after. I found that when I painted the last project before I assembled it, some things just didn't go together well enough. So I'm hoping to improve that this time. I actually made full-on assembly drawings because I'm an engineer and that's just what we do. I went through, broke it down into different sub-assemblies, and made instructions on how to put each subassembly together and then bring it all together in the end. So here's what the instructions look like as I'm going to go through this. I have the main part, and then it'll have the parts behind it that show how it actually goes together. And then it'll have the parts list on the front. The glue up's going to take a little bit, and I'm going to let it sit overnight once it's glued together. So let's go ahead and get started. All right, I've let this stuff sit for a while, so here's the base. I also have the lid. This is where all of the hinge stuff is going to go. And I'm going to actually assemble the hinges in place. Now that that part is done, I'm going to go ahead and work on this drawer. So I did make sure that it fit in the front. You can see I have these holes that are going to line up to this front piece. The trick to this one is going to be a redesign. So my design was originally this. So this piece was going to go into here, and then this piece embeds into the drawer, and that's not going to hold up long over time. And when I was designing it originally, I didn't really think about this. And I decided that instead of trying to use this and make it work, I was going to pause, redesign it, and recut it. So while some of this other part was drying, I actually went ahead and redesigned this piece. I have modified it from this to this. It's going to go through the piece like it was before. Then it's going to go through that drawer. And I made a second piece that's a little rod basically. So it's going to slide in behind it. You can see that just holding it here, it's not going anywhere. But sometimes it's okay to redesign your idea mid-project. Just keep that in mind. Now that you've seen the build process, I want to go over the design. As I mentioned, this is based off of Newt Scamander's suitcase in Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them. So here's the nameplate where I'm going to put my daughter's name at a later time. There's a locking mechanism built into these parts that I'll show you here in a second. And on the handle, you'll see this triangle shape, and this was actually intended to be modeled after the Deathly Hallows symbol. So it is in there. It's kind of subtle just because it's so small. And on the back, I have the hinges that help the lid open and close. These are completely laser cut. And you'll actually see a lightning bolt pattern with it, which is also intended to be a little more detail for the Harry Potter fans out there. So as far as how the box works, as you can see, the handle, you can pick the box up. So it does hold weight. I don't know that I'd put too much weight in here, but it does work. But as you can see, it's not opening. And I can't pull the drawer out either. So what I did is I actually designed a twist lock into this, where I turned both of these pieces to their side at about 90 degrees, and then I can pull the drawer open. Once I pull the drawer open, I'm able to open the lid. On the top of this, I have room for small sketchbooks or one slightly larger sketchbook. It was intended to be for a 9x12, but if it's a spiral, a 9x12 won't fit. Then in the drawer, I have compartments for pens, markers, some more markers. I have my pencils up here, erasers, of course, got my stickers. And then I have some other compartments where I can put items in. I can also take this divider out if I wanted to. So the beautiful part of this is this whole divider part comes out if you want it to. You can reconfigure this and make the compartments different sizes to fit whatever needs you have. And then when you want to close it up, you can just slide the drawer back in, stop it about halfway or so, close the lid, and then you'll see on the side, I have the key pieces that are going to slide into the slots on the top. Make sure that your dials are still 90 degrees. And it has to be pretty exact to slide in. And then you simply turn them to lock it back up. I hope you've enjoyed watching me build this project. I love the Harry Potter theme, and I think my daughter will love it as well. And it's going to be great for storing her art supplies. If you are interested in making your own, I will put a link in the description to where you can get a kit where I cut all the pieces for you, as well as an option to get the design files and all the assembly instructions. I'll also put more of a detailed blog where I write out how I did it exactly with step-by-step instructions of how to put it together if you're interested in that. If you liked the video, be sure to hit the thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. I try to bring out new videos as often as I can with cool and exciting projects like this. And be sure to check out my Instagram @MakerExperiment, where I share projects like this along the way, as well as little sneak peeks leading up to when I'm going to release the YouTube video. I want to thank you for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.